Hi, I'm Linda with paperboutique.blogspot.com, and today is all about having fun with twine. Here are some of the projects that we're going to be making in this video series. We're going to be making these cute cupcakes wrapped in twine, the different embellishments, and let me move this out of the way. We're also going to be making twine earrings, and I think these are just so much fun. Let me move this back. But before we get started, I want to talk a little bit about twine. For most of my projects, I use this Doodlebug Designs twine. I also used Martha Stewart twine. Wanted to show you that. And I also purchased some twine, let me get that out, from Impress Stamps in Washington. But another great source of twine is the twinery.com. You can order twine online. And speaking of the Twinery, they are sponsoring a giveaway on my blog, www.paperboutique.blogspot.com. Thanks to the Twinery, I'm going to be giving away an I Dream in Twine sampler pack to the lucky winner. The pack will contain 18 colors, 15 yards of each color, so be sure to stop over and enter. Well, I also made a couple of fun discoveries regarding twine that I want to share with you. First, my favorite discovery, thanks to Arlene at Red Magpie Beads in Helena, is 100% hemp cord from the Beadsmith. If you're ever in Helena, Montana, be sure to visit her store. You're going to love it. We're going to be using some of this product in part 2 of this series, and it's an amazing product. And like I said, it's 100% hemp cord and comes in tons of fun colors. The next thing I discovered, and I'm sure you all have already discovered this, is this darling friendship thread. Now this thread is too delicate for a lot of the projects, but if you are just wrapping cards or threading buttons and you want some twine, this will work. And look at all the different colors. There are, my goodness, 36 skeins in here, and I think I paid $4 for it at Walmart. Like I said, it's a little too delicate for most of the projects we're doing today, but it'll make great bows and threading through buttons. In today's video, we're going to actually, I've got so much going on here, sorry about that. We're going to be actually making these cupcakes, and we're going to start off by making this particular embellishment. So I think we should just go ahead and get started. Oh, and also I'm going to have a few more fun ideas for you using twine. But let's go ahead and get started. Well, I think, I mentioned that we're going to start with this, but let's go ahead and start with the cupcakes, because they're a little bit more difficult to do, and I'll save the easier one for later. We're going to be making these today, and let me talk a little bit about the supplies that you're going to need to make these cute little cupcakes. You're going to need styrofoam balls, 1.5 inches in diameter. I purchased these at Joann's. You're going to need, and let me bring these in, mini treat wrappers, and I have Martha Stewart brand. The thing to be careful, like the small cupcake size are just a little bit too big for this particular size of styrofoam. So you'll want to make sure when you buy your cups that you match the size of your styrofoam ball. That's the only thing you really have to worry about. The other thing I really want to highly recommend is Tacky Glue. I used a bunch of different glues, and this particular Tacky Glue was my absolute favorite. And you're also going to need 5 yards of twine for 3/4 coverage. Now, what do I mean by 3/4 coverage? When I was finished with these cupcakes, I glued most of them to the bottom of the cupcake wrapper, but I didn't glue this yellow one because I wanted to show you. What I did is I just went 3/4 of the way down, and I'm hoping you can see that. Just to save on twine, you really don't need, and then you'll just glue the bottom down. So for 3/4 coverage, you need 5 yards of twine, and we're going to be using, I believe it's a Doodlebug twine. Keep in mind that you'll want to check your twine. I found that some twine was pieced together, so you want to make sure you have 5 yards that isn't tied. So you might want to inspect your twine first. I also used on these particular cupcakes, little rhinestones, and this was just a little a pin that I got. I can't remember. I think, well, I cannot remember where I bought those. So if I think about it, I'll put that on my blog. But it's just like a little hat pin. And I used glitter for this particular cupcake. And let me show you the glitter. Oh my goodness. It's from Impress Stamps, and it's called Sparkle Glitter. It is the prettiest glitter I have ever found in my life. And I just sprinkled it when I was finished on top of the cupcake, and it just stuck because of the twine. But you can go ahead and spray this like with a light coat of spray adhesive and then just sprinkle it on. But it's amazing glitter. I promise you will love it. Well, I think I've gone over all of the supplies with you. Well, let's go ahead and get started. Oh, one more supply. I'll just bring this in. This is just a piece of a silicone mat that I have that I cut to this size because I thought it was a little bit more workable. The great thing about this mat is glue doesn't stick to it. We'll be using this more in the second video, but I wanted to show you just how wonderful it is. I believe this one is from Ranger, and Basil also has one called a Basil Splat mat. Well, let's go ahead and get started. First of all, I've just got some twine here. I'm going to straighten it out, and the hardest part, and you can put your styrofoam ball into the cup if you like having something to hold on to start, and then after I've done a little bit of gluing, I go ahead and just lift it up and hold it. Let me show you. Let's go ahead and get started here. And when you first start, I just put, and I'm not sure you're going to be able to see this, a pretty good dollop of glue on there. And then all I'm going to do is just kind of twist it and then just make the coil. And then I'm just going to go around and hold it till it's coiled. And that's the hardest part, is getting that coil started. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Then what I do is I'll pick it up and I'll put, at least initially, I'll put a little bit more glue, and then I'll hold it and I'll just twist it, and then I'll just, occasionally I'll just hold it every once in a while so I get good coverage. And then I'll go ahead and put like glue every 1/4 of an inch, trying not to get glue on the twine. I'm hoping you're seeing this. And then you just go around, whatever works for you. And you just keep going. And then if your circle, I had another one on the bottom I was going to show you, but if your circle gets bigger, you can go every 1/2 inch with glue. And if it gets a little loose, put glue more closely together and hold it. But for this one, I'm doing about every 1/4 of an inch. And now I'm not gonna bore you with this entire process, but you'll go ahead and do that. Let me bring in the one that's finished. I'll get this out of our way. And then when you end, I just put a thick coat of glue right like under the last 1/2 an inch. And then in this case, you could do glue right underneath here, or put glue dots in the bottom to hold it. And then I just sprinkled glitter. For this particular one, I just did rhinestones, and let me just bring the plate in, it'll be easier. And for the others, I did larger rhinestones and smaller rhinestones. So it's just super fun and easy, and we're going to be building more on this method in the next video for embellishments and for earrings. Let me close my glue. Next, I want to show you the first one of these, and it's super quick and easy, and we'll be building on this in our next video. We'll do some of the more complicated ones, but this one is super easy. Let me get this out of the way, and I'll bring in my other one. For this embellishment that would be great on a scrapbook page or card, I just went ahead and punched paper using my scallop circle punch. You could use a Cricut cut, you could use a cameo cut, any type of punch would work. A round punch you could notch. Now what I did to save time is I just put a piece of tape on the back, but if I was making this for a scrapbook, I just put a dot of this Eileen's, I don't know if it's Eileen's or Aleen's, sorry about that, glue on. And you can start in the back or you can start in the front. But the main thing to do is just go across, and once again I'm just using twine, and this is where that friendship twine I told you that I got at Walmart, it actually would work for this. Then I just keep going, and I'm going to go right here, and then what I would do is I would just cut this off here, or you could, it could be in the back or the front, whatever you prefer. Put another significant dab of tacky glue, hold it for a moment, and then trim very tight to that. And then what I did is I just went ahead and pop dotted, I used or glue dot, a button that had already had twine in it. And it would also be cute to take a button and then just string the twine through the button and tie a little bow. I've done that on many of my cards. So that's just a really quick and easy way to do that. Lastly, I want to share with you some more fun ideas for using twine. Let me bring this in. I think you all know that I'm a super fan of scrapbooks, etc. And these cupcakes were featured in Scrapbook, etc., the April issue, and they got me really thinking, so I just had to make some. Mine are a little bit different and I use different glue, but I want to share some of the ideas and strongly suggest you purchase this magazine. Look at this. They've taken flowers that are on the paper and then just outlined them. I think it's adorable, and I think you can see she also embroidered her daughter's name. Isn't that a cute page? And here's another great idea, is to wrap your chipboard embellishments or your Cricut cuts or any cuts that you have or punches you could wrap. I just think that's a great look. And I want to show you this necklace. It is made with small wooden spools, and if I can find some of those small wooden spools, I'm going to make a necklace. But let me show you what I have. I purchased this that had twine on it, this spool from www.queenandcompany.com. What I'm going to do is make a little pin cushion to go on top of it and use it as a gift, but I think that that's adorable. And then lastly, she created a mini album with this adorable twine and used it for a flower, and we're going to be talking more about that in my next video, and to frame the edges. I just think that that's an amazing use of twine. Well, let me bring back our cupcakes, and I want to thank you for watching, and please visit my blog www.paperboutique.blogspot.com to sign up for the giveaway sponsored by the Twinery and for more projects and ideas. Bye-bye.